Coming up in news tonight, parliamentarians debating the 2022-2023 national budget. Today marks the official start of the 2022 Atlantic hurricane season, and one trade union leader commenting on the formation of another. Good evening, everyone. I'm Lissy Bastian with your JCN News for this first day of June 2022. It's good having you back with us. Debate on the 2022-2023 national budget kicked off in the House of Assembly this morning. Prime Minister Philip Davis, leading off the debate, spoke to the advantages of the budget, calling it a budget that does right by fellow Bahamians. The Prime Minister contends that Bahamians deserve honesty and transparency regarding the challenges that the Bahamas faces.
This budget reflects the values and policies of our blueprint for change. This budget is the best way forward for our nation. Madam Speaker, Bahamians deserve honesty about the nature and extent of the challenges and obstacles we face. Bahamians deserve compassion and support as families struggle to weather not one, but several overlapping crises. Bahamians deserve opportunities to make the most of their God-given talents and the opportunity to thrive and to pass on a better life to their children. Most of all, Bahamians deserve a path which leads us forward to a brighter future.
The Prime Minister also commenting that the Bahamas does not face one challenge but many. Among these include the threat of hurricane destruction, the setback of pandemic, and the effects of the war in the Ukraine.
The pandemics, lockdowns, and curfews left our already hurting economy reeling. The war in Ukraine has disrupted energy and commodity markets, adding to supply chain woes and leading to the worst global inflation we have seen in decades.
Prime Minister adds that though setbacks may plague the country, the needs of the people cannot be ignored.
Bahamian families need help with the skyrocketing cost of living now. Our healthcare system needs strengthening now. Our children didn't get the education they deserved during the pandemic. They need our attention and support now. The most important thing we can do, of course, is grow our economy. A stronger and more inclusive economy will create new jobs, lift our families up, and give the country the revenue and resources needed to make progress on our most intractable problems.
In the government's plan to enrich the economy are the strengthening of the tourism sector and the creation of new opportunities for Bahamians. The Prime Minister also spoke to the priority of residents being included in the enhancement of the country. Well, as today marks the official start of the 2022 Atlantic hurricane season, the Prime Minister also spoke to the devastating impact of hurricane damages. Prime Minister Davis touching on the extent of damages by these destructive storms, citing that the recent Hurricane Dorian that hit the northern Bahamas back in 2019 left the Bahamas with more than $3.4 billion in damages. Add to that, the country has suffered more than $4.2 billion in damages since Hurricane Joaquin in 2015.
Today, 1st of June, marks the official start of hurricane season. And as always, the communities impacted by Dorian are on my mind. During Dorian, there were some Bahamians, far too many, who lost everything and everyone precious to them. In these cases, we feel acutely the limits of what we can do. We can move people into new homes, but we cannot heal broken hearts.
He contends that with climate change, the likelihood of stronger, more frequent hurricanes is high. On matters of borrowing funds from other countries, he says that the destruction is not something the country can handle alone, sharing the possible dangers that the Bahamas may face if there is no progress on the issue.
When it comes to climate change, here's what is at stake for the Bahamas: our safety, our solvency, and our survival. They are all at stake, Madam Speaker. And as I reminded the world at COP26 in Glasgow, countries like ours are out of time. Unless we change, unless we are supported by the carbon-emitting countries to rebuild for resilience, we will not be able to outrun the impact of climate change. Without change, if we are lucky, we will become refugees. Bahamians will become refugees. Without change, if we are unlucky, then we will be left to the mercy of future Hurricane Dorians.
The Prime Minister further noting that building international relationships with other countries is the best solution to the problem, stating that it is in the country's best interest to engage with other countries so that we can have a voice on the climate issue.
We can work to create financing mechanisms and opportunities for recovery and resilience, and we can be at the table when climate policies are made. Madam Speaker, the future is not yet written. And we cannot allow other people to determine our country's destiny. We need to be in the rooms where the most consequential decisions are being made.
With that said, the Bahamas' disaster management officials are urging Bahamians and residents alike to not become desensitized to risk or become complacent in preparing, planning, and finalizing emergency plans. Those plans should include an emergency supplies hurricane preparedness kit that should consist of a small first aid kit and any needed medications, non-perishable food items, battery-powered radios, flashlights, extra batteries, hygiene products, masks, whistles for alerting others if necessary, copies of important documents such as insurance papers, and identification. These should be sealed. A list of emergency numbers, cash and small bills, rope, tools, and clothing. Weather forecasters at the Bahamas Department of Meteorology are predicting another above-average hurricane season with 19 named storms, including 9 hurricanes, 4 of which are expected to become major hurricanes, Category 3 or higher, maximum sustained winds of 111 miles per hour or higher on the Saffir-Simpson wind scale. The names of the 2022 Atlantic storms are Alex, Bonnie, Colin, Danielle, Earl, Fiona, Gaston, Herman, Ian, Julia, Carl, Lisa, Martin, Nicole, Owen, Paula, Richard, Shari, Tobias, Virginie, and Walter. Meantime, intense, inclement, and wet weather ahead for the northwest and central Bahamas for this weekend. The Department of Meteorology advising of an extensive area of disturbed weather near the Yucatan Peninsula, and that is interacting with an upper level trough over the Gulf of Mexico to produce a broad region of intense shower and thunderstorm activity. The system is moving in a northeastward direction and will move near the northwest Bahamas during Friday night. It will traverse the Florida Peninsula and exit the area by Monday. Environmental conditions are conducive for gradual development. Met officials say this system may develop into a tropical depression by the weekend. Hence, a tropical storm watch may be issued for the northwest Bahamas at this time. Residents in the northwest and central Bahamas should prepare for severe and intense showers and thunderstorm activity with excessive rainfall. Prolonged rainfall resulting in localized flooding in low-lying areas is also anticipated. Bimini, Grand Bahama, Berry Islands, and Abaco will experience the brunt of this disturbed weather on Saturday. This system will continue to be monitored by the Bahamas Department of Meteorology. Workers across the Bahamas gearing up to commemorate and celebrate the 61st Sir Randall Fox Labor Day and Parade, and that will see not just 2, but now 3 trade unions of Congress. And just days away from an event that is intended to showcase unity, union leaders are seemingly disjointed as Bahamas Union of Teachers President Belinda Wilson and other labor unions formed their own umbrella union, the Bahamas National Alliance Trade Union Congress, or BNATUC. Well, Commonwealth of the Bahamas Trade Union of Congress President Obie Ferguson says he's oblivious to what transpired, causing those individuals to break off from the TUC.
I can't tell you what happened with that grouping, NCTU, I don't know. And I wouldn't want to speak on something when in fact I haven't been a part of it. I don't know how it happened. But I can tell you, the TUC was around in 1977. The TUC is today 2022. We are here. We would be here because we are of the same mindset. We're not interested in doing anything other than workers' issues.
With many Bahamians believing that the new BNATUC union is a powerhouse union, the question also arises as to if these trade unions are now rivalries. TUC president and affiliates had this to say.
No powerhouse union.
We are the powerhouse.
Look here. I'll tell you one thing. Let's put it like this. If you're sick, where do you go? Let me ask you a question. If you're sick today, where do you go? Who gonna deal with you? If you want to fly over to the Bahamas, where do you go? So I don't know when you talk about power.
You come in for immigration and customs will deal with you.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
So who are powers?
Who's the powerhouse?
You decide.
Light off, the water off. No noise, no doctor.
Exactly.
Who's the powerhouse? The trade union Congress is the powerhouse.
President Ferguson contends he's been a part of unions for a long time and is not moved by the new trade union Congress, adding, quote, "You can fake it for a while, but eventually it will come out," end quote. Well, you're watching JCN News. When we return, a solar field is on the way forward and police seeking your assistance in locating 2 wanted men. Stay with us.